to the waist. Get the feet flat. Again, the knees are separated and the feet are separated equally. There's no sprawl or relaxation here. It's holding everything in alignment. So your hip muscles are being used to hold everything. Give a push with your feet to help lift the back. Just that push with the feet will help straighten the back. We'll straighten one arm to the front, turn, look behind, and come forward and back into the waist. Other arm, straight elbow, do a twist to the front and back. And we'll do it on each side again. Your eyes watch your hand go behind you as we're strengthening in the trunk and the upper back. Push and turn. And then let's straighten the arms again. And lean your chest forward a little. Use your feet to push you right back up out of the chair. Bring your hands back into your chest. Bend the knees a little, stick the seat out, and maybe back up. Just make sure you're good and close to your chair. Look at your chair. Make sure you're still centered. And we're going to straighten the elbow, pulling down and back a little. Down and back a little. Lower, 6 inches or so, pull down and back. So the elbow straightens all the way each time, and a little down and back. Lower a little more, and down and back, down and back, and then we'll sit all the way down. And come to the front edge of the chair. And we're going to do a hip exercise. And for this one, it involves a push. Now, if your shoulder's okay, the push would be overhead. You can experiment to see how that works. If the shoulder's not so okay, you can push straight ahead. And for people that really have to be careful with their shoulders, just drop the band and you don't need to use it at all. You can do some motion or a modified motion without the band. So what we're going to do, I'll show you one way, is with the push, separate the legs and then bring them in. And we'll alternate arms, still going to a straight elbow. If you're okay with overhead, the push is overhead. So whatever works for you, and to push, in, and to push, in. So we're trying to involve the core and the hips while working the upper body, get a lot of muscle involvement and a lot of strengthening, and also getting the heart rate up. And then let's go ahead, and for now, we're going to put these down. Take the shoes off. And we will use the bands again later with standing, so you don't want to get rid of it quite yet. So let's now maybe scoot back an inch or two so you're at the halfway point on your chair. And then let's fully spread and open the fingers and close. And spread and open and close. And then just open enough to relax your fingers. And we're circling the wrists. So using the bands on your own, it's a good habit to follow up with the stretch. Let's bring the hands together in the front. Another way to stretch the hands, a good follow-up for the bands. And just have your palms firmly glued together. Let's bring the shoulders up and then bring the shoulders down so your neck is long and relaxed. And then we'll do a shift. Keep your hands glued together as we go side to side for more of a wrist stretch. So if you just go whatever distance you can go, but don't let your palms release from each other. or else you lose the benefit of the stretch. And then we keep warming the wrist up. Now we're going to interlace the fingers and bring the elbows forward. And again, lower the shoulders. The neck should feel long and relaxed. Jaw should feel relaxed. And then we're going to push the palms forward toward your screen, partially straightening the elbows, whatever works for you. And then let's go ahead and we do this little movement. We shift the shoulders forward. So a little shift in the shoulder joint so that we could lift overhead. And some people, it's much more comfortable to stay here. But if you can keep reaching up, that would be the full exercise. And then we'll do a side bend. In this position, your trunk muscles aren't getting any help from your hands and your arms. So trunk muscles getting good contraction to control your body. And now we'll lower here, a more relaxed position, and we'll release. Open and close. Then we want to do that one more time. So now shift, go ahead, interlace, but then shift so the other forefinger comes closer to your face. So you've interlaced in the way that's not as natural for you. Lower the shoulders, elbows forward, long relaxed neck, belly tight, push forward, keeping those elbows somewhat straight. And then we'll do that shift at the shoulder joint, a little shift forward the shoulders that allows a true overhead stretch or a partial stretch. You could bring your hands down here. Okay, and we'll contract the belly and do some side to side where the hands can't help you. Okay, and down to the head. We'll relax and open and close the hands. So those are two suggestions. This is the wrist circles, the side to side, the interlace and push, all of that for relaxing after using the bands, because it's great for grip strength, great for the wrists and bone density, but kind of a lot of pull on those joints. So we're going to go now, and we're thinking of using music once again before going on to some lunges and other work with the bands. So, do want to review a few movements. I'm going to bring the hands here. We're halfway forward in the chair, and again, feet planted on the floor and knees separated equally to the feet. So you are focused on this part of the body and controlling the position of the legs. Give a push with your feet and feel your spine lengthen. Your head stretches up toward the ceiling a little, and then let's turn side to side, using those diagonal stomach muscles, side to side movement, using the back muscles to move the trunk. Okay, and then we're just going to bring the hands down, straighten one knee fully and point the toe. Use your hands to help straighten your back, lift your heart. And we're going to swing out and come in and touch the knee so you get the full range of hip muscles. Swing out and come in, and we'll do a quick switch. Push down again, straighten the back, coming out and into touch. So using thigh, belly, and hip muscles very fully. Now I lift to the ball of the foot. And we're going to stretch in the hip out and into touch, and out, and into touch. A little easier to keep a straight back here, so go ahead and do your best. Other side. Nice. This hip stretch should feel really good about now after all the hip work and the stomping that we've done. And then some footwork. Again, the back is straight, heart lifted throughout. And we'll go out, 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 in, in. And the in, put your knees together so you feel all this contraction in the middle of the body. But going out, let your knees go out, really getting hip flexibility. And we'll touch. And then go ahead and push yourself back in the chair with your legs and lean back. This gives the postural muscles a little break. We're going to bring both legs out straight and flex the ankles. Contract the belly when you have to hold your legs out. And we're going to touch the toes, touch the heels, toes, heels, and then we're going to go side to side. Windshield wipers like this. This is another way to use hip muscles, but the smaller ones that rotate the hip. And then feet down. And we'll do a breaststroke. It's both a stretch and a strengthener. The reaching back is the strengthener for the upper back. Also good for breathing because the ribs are moving. Okay, let's go ahead, add some music and work with those movements before we go on to the bands. So halfway forward in the chair again. Push into the floor to lengthen yourself up.
Ma chambre a la forme d'une cage. Le soleil passe son bras par la fenêtre. Les chasseurs à ma porte comme les petits soldats qui veulent me prendre. Je ne veux pas travailler. Je ne veux pas déjeuner. Je veux seulement oublier. Et puis je
stretch.
Déjà j'ai connu le parfum de l'amour. Un million de roses ne m'aimerait pas autant. Maintenant je pleure dans mes entourages me rend malade. Je ne veux pas travailler. Je ne veux pas déjeuner. Je veux seulement oublier. Et puis je suis pas fière de sa vie qui veut me tuer. C'est magnifique, être sympathique, mais je ne connais jamais. Je ne veux pas travailler, non, je ne veux pas déjeuner. Je veux seulement oublier, et puis je fume.
We're going to pedal the wrists and scooch back in the chair, lean back. Swing, get your knees to fully straighten. And we're going to pedal. This is about full movement. Now that touch, 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 touch. And breaststroke. Two more. And then arms to the sides. And lean. Touch, reach. Lean. Touch, reach.
Je veux seulement oublier. Et puis je fuis.
Okay, and a breath in and a breath out.